Good afternoon and evening, everybody. My name is Christopher Wazani. I am one of the two teachers of the journalism department. Um, what I'm going to talk to you today is about the curriculum and instruction for our sixth grade Introduction to Journalism course. How this all works is basically this is a scaffolded system where each year kind of builds off of each other. What we're going to look at first is just our class website and what it is, and how you can find some things. The website's pretty simple, easy to use. This is our homepage here, and on here you can find easy way to get to everything. Like, for example, about me. There he is, that handsome devil there. Or the different systems that we use here at Bailey Middle School. One of the systems that we use for our class is Remind 101. And if you click on that tab, you can see that Remind 101 is a free text messaging system which allows us to communicate with you, the parents, and your students in a free and safe way. Basically, it allows us to text you large uh, blast text messages that will be about major events, things that could drastically affect your child's grade. Don't forget you have a test today kind of reminders. You can't see my phone number, I can't see yours, and this way it's a completely safe system. And we have the directions on how to join that, and here are the directions for, or the codes for each one of them. As you can see here in the picture, you just type the number 81010 as to who you're sending it to, and then you would type your message. Now, according to whatever class your student has, Intro to Journalism 6A or 6B, you would use one of these two codes and then just hit send, and it will allow you to follow some instructions after that. Next on here is our Twitter account. Now, Twitter, obviously, here at school is not something we have permission to do, but what it allows us to do at home, and what you'll be able to see, is basically I'm going to just post pictures of our homework board, just so you can remind you of daily homework assignments or things that are like that. Along those same lines, we have our production calendar, and as you can see in there, there's not a whole lot just yet because it is rather early in the year, but you could see when our tests were and stuff like that. And we use this large system calendar so that students can work our coursework around their major classes like math and language arts. Okay, we want to make sure. I mean, we're an elective class. I want to make sure that they can work around us, and we can help them out as much as possible. Next on here is Bronco Stampede, and this is our YouTube channel. Now, this is predominantly for our seventh and eighth grade classes, which is intro to video production, and then broadcasting and broadcast journalism. But you can see what we're going to do on there and some of the examples of the work that the students have created, as well as an easy one, which is how to contact me. Now, email is definitely the easiest way to get a hold of me. Like you, email goes directly to my phone. It's the easiest way for me to get in touch with you, and you get in touch with me and find an answer. I always have my phone on me, so you'll probably get an answer within, they say upwards of 2 or 24 hours, but I'll probably be back to you within an hour with your response. Lastly, the last button that we want to use here is this lessons button here, and this will take them, once you scroll down, it'll take them to the different courses, and they can click on that. And then on here, I have all of the lessons that we're going to teach for the entire semester. So what we started with this year was some simple basics. What is journalism and how it works? Um, what rights and freedoms they have as journalists and what their job entails, as well as how to write that information or provide that information to the people in a way that you're going to want to get people to listen and read. We spent unit number 2 last week talking about ethics, knowing what is right and wrong and following those and how that would apply to journalism. This week, we started looking at newsworthiness, being able to identify a news's purpose as well as its worth, as well as when an article or a story is worth being reported. From there, we're going to look at the actual pieces of the newspaper and then into the actual pieces of an article and how to do that. We're going to start first with how to write for the news, because writing for news is very different than writing for, say, a language arts class in a persuasive piece. They're very different in style, so it's going to be a challenge sometimes for them to be able to pick up and learn from the different styles. So we talk about, how starting off, first of all, how do we hook our reader? How do we get them to use that hook and lead them into the information that we're going to be talking about? How to craft the perfect lead, when you should use what lead style or hook style. And then they're going to do a small project where they're going to have to look at pictures, or what we call cuts, and be able to create a story based, or at least lead the first paragraph, um, based on that picture, to create a hook and a hook style that's going to work and going to grab that reader's attention. From there, we're going to actually now put that story to work. They're going to choose a topic, and this is where it really gets hands-on. They're going to choose a topic of anything that falls under that pop culture heading, something that's interesting to them, that would also appeal to their age range and audience. And they're going to create, and we're going to go through and make an article, write an actual article, going through all the steps, learning how to do proper research, how to um, use interviews to help fill in those gaps that you find in your research, and then how to properly edit, revise, and complete your article, um, will be our final steps. We're going to spend quite a bit of time, basically the entire second quarter of the semester, actually writing this article. So these basic last 2 units are what we're going to focus on for that whole second half of the semester. Learning how to research properly, how to identify when the information is being given is uh, accurate, and how to make sure or determine, or better choose relatable websites. We're going to teach them how to conduct an interview, and they'll have to interview both adults and students alike, for this project. And then lastly, taking the information and turning it into something, creating a stat sheet and a rough copy, and then the multiple ways that we're going to revise and what we're looking for to revise and edit to create our final article, which would be our ending project. I hope this lets you know everything that we're going on. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email me. And other than that, I hope you have a great night. Thank you.